Man, this looks so good out here, guys. I have officially got the concrete pad poured. There's a big bee right there beside me, and it looks great. I want to start this video off by showing it to you. I had a bunch of guys come out and pour the pad for me back here at the back of the house because, as you know, I can't fit my Tacoma in the garage anymore. I bought the carport a few months back, and I've been waiting to get this concrete pad poured so we got somewhere to film some good content and a really cool build that I've got coming up this winter. Now, it's not completely done by no means. The concrete work is done, but I've still got to add a gravel driveway right here to get it up. I had them pour the extra concrete right here at the end. That way we don't get a mud hole up under the gravel that I plan on pouring here for the driveway that comes up. But look how good this looks. I did get some more mulch. That's about as far as you can get with one scoop of mulch nowadays. I've got way more to go get after this, but I really just wanted to church this end up to see how it was gonna turn out. And man, I am absolutely loving it. I haven't sealed the concrete yet, and I really didn't want to drive on it until I sealed it. But the instructions on the seal stuff says to wait 30 days after a fresh pad's been poured. And then it says you can't pour it if it's gonna get down below 50. And in 30 days from now, it's gonna be in the 50s. So I may have to put it off and seal it later on at the beginning of spring or something next year. But look how much room we got back here now. I was able to fit the kayak trailer back here, or if I need to, I can put the boat back here. I'm kind of in the middle. I've still got plenty of room on this side of the truck. But we've got plenty of headspace to be able to pop the tent up. I'm gonna add some lighting here very soon. And you guys haven't even seen the old green machine on the channel in a while. I haven't had any time to take this thing out, but time's coming. It's starting to get nicer weather out for our camping out at Guntersville, and she's gonna get put in the water this year, I promise. I keep the batteries charged and I keep it inside, but now that I got somewhere to pull it out, I can actually do some rigging out here, and that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I've actually got some new products that I'm gonna be installing today just for fishing and hanging out by the bank at Guntersville. And we're gonna start by removing my Billie Bar's tailgate cover. So out of all the stuff that I have on my truck, all the rooftop tent, the awning, the fridge, all of this really cool stuff that I got, the most I get asked about is this tailgate cover. Everybody wants to see it. They want to come over and feel how soft it is and touch it, and it's really, really cool. If you've never seen a Billie Bar's tailgate cover, this is basically what it is, but yours doesn't have to look like this. This is actually called a custom tailgate cover, where you send them the design you want. I sent them this custom-made design. They laser cut it out of the foam. They ship it out to you. Your truck should actually, if you have your factory tailgate, your truck probably looks like this on the inside. It's got the hard ridges, it's real plastic. And these things really, they're designed to just destroy your kneecaps when you're climbing in and out of the bed of your truck. And that's why I got one of these. These are actually super soft, and it helps with your kneecaps when you're having to hop up on your knees to open the tent or get in the bed of the truck. They work really good. Let me grab another one. Sorry, I got all these kind of off camera. So this is actually my second Billie Bar's tailgate cover. When they first released them years ago, I think I ran this one for a few years before I switched to the new custom one. This is the one I was running. It's the same style, and as you can see, it's aluminum, really thick grade aluminum, so they won't rust or corrode or anything like that. But this one was just a solid black, and it was trimmed in gray, and it's still that really nice marine grade foam. And this was one of the first mods I'd done to this Tacoma when I bought it, and it was one of my favorite mods. And then when they come out with the custom ones, I was able to design one, and hands down, this is the most talked about thing on my truck. But today I'm taking it off. And the reason I'm taking it off is because I got to thinking it would be really cool. I like to fish by the lake a lot, and I just really enjoy to back down to the lake, open the tailgate, and kind of just hang out back here by the back of the truck and just fish the bank. I don't always like taking the boat out or the kayak out. And I got to thinking, I was like, man, it would be really cool if I could design one with a ruler back here, you know, like a big fish scale ruler back here. And I did. So I've got a new one we're putting on today. But first I want to show you how easy these come off. You put them on with your truck's factory hardware. So all the bolts that you take out of your factory when you pull it off to put the new one on are the same bolts that just bolt the new one on from Billie Bar's. I've been excited. I've actually had this here at the house for about 2 weeks now. and I wanted to go ahead and put it on as soon as I got it, but I wanted to wait and kind of show you guys because everybody kind of asked about this and they want to know how hard is it to install, and it's not hard at all. My truck just takes these little, I think it's a T25 star bit, and they just run around the edges. They've even got built-in cup holders on the sides. And that's it. You take all your bolts out. Now you literally just lift it up and slide it out. And this is the one that I've been running for quite some time. And what's cool is these things will last forever. I have pressure washed this. I have had fish guts on this, fish scales on this. They clean right up. As long as you don't stick the tip of the pressure washer gun directly on top of it and pull the trigger, you're not going to damage this foam. This stuff is marine grade and it's real thick. But this was my favorite one. I've got a new favorite one today. Let me show you. So this is my new one, and I'll show you up close once we get it installed, but check that out. They put me a fish ruler all the way across the bottom down here. I even threw on my logo in the middle and a few other little odds and ends around it. And I picked the colors out. I actually sent them my logo. I sent them the little fish eating the shad here. I sent them the buckhead on this side, and they sent me a PDF, a picture of it after they design it, and I send them all, and they'll go back and forth with you in the email, you know, if you want to change it or tweak it or whatever, until it's exactly how you want it. And then once it's how you want it, you approve the image, they make it and send it straight out to you. And then it just drops right in like that. Line your holes up, and then put your bolts back in. And it really is that simple. I will give you a quick tip. If your truck has the plastic holes, like you're screwing these screws into a plastic nut that's kind of from the factory on the backside, when you first stick them in there, make sure they drop in. And I know I did that first one with the bit there, but usually I like to just drop them in. That way you're not creating new threads, because sometimes if you just zip them in really quick, they won't catch the old threads and they'll just make new threads, and eventually you could actually strip them out. So see, like this one, you want to go backwards, and once it falls in, you're good to go. Man, this looks so good. It's a lot different from that orange and gray that I was running, but I'm going to show you in just a minute why I went with these colors. I've got a few other things on the truck that this is going to match really well. And now when I'm fishing, I'll be able to, I mean, my fish are usually way bigger than this, but you know, if I catch me a bass that's smaller than 32 inches long, I'll be able to just plop it up here on the back of the tailgate, get a good measurement. And I really like that these things clean up really easy. I can just grab the hose and just spray it right off. Man, that looks good. Show you a quick comparison between the two. So we just went from this to that. But what's really cool is if you design one of these and then later on you design another one of these, I can keep these and just rotate them out. So I can run this for 6 months or a year, and then when I decide I want to change it up a little bit, I just pull this one out, swap them around, and then run it for a little while. I've even got my original black one, the solid black and gray one, that I can run if I want to. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be running this brown one for quite a while. So one of the main reasons I even designed it this way with this brown color is because I've got my old school Yeti. I think it's like a Yeti 25 or 45 or 20. I can't remember. It's the old ones with the handles. They don't even make these anymore. But years ago, I put this big Yeti thing on the top. It's the same EVA foam, I think it's what it's called, that's on the top of this. And I was looking at this and I was like, man, that would look good on my tailgate. So I got on their website and they have the colors. They have, I think, over 60 something colors to choose from that you can mix and match. And they've even got some camo patterns on there. But I seen this and I was like, man, that would look good on my tailgate. So I went with that. And let me show you a couple other things that I added. And I got to say, that is a pretty close color match right there to my old one. And this one's pretty faded. It actually spent a few years just strapped to one of my boats, and it got sun faded a little bit, but it still looks good. And you can see how long that EVA foam will last. I mean, this is years old, and then this is going to last just as long. Look how good they do with that laser cutting. I sent on my logo even down to the little lines. And then this is all cut with a laser, so it burns it into that dark brown. And then where you see the black, it is actually cut with a router, all on the same CNC machine. Over here I got a little fish eating I think that's a shad. I got Don't Tread on Me right here. Got that really long ruler, which I mean, I don't think that's going to be long enough for the bass I catch, but I'll make do with it. If I got to, I'll fold my bass in half. I got a buckhead right here, and the American flag, Billie Barr's logo. That is really cool. They're made right here in the U.S., but that is not the only thing that kind of matches on my truck now. If you watched, I think it was last week's video where we installed these really cool KingPin lights right here. I've got one on already, and I've got one over here too. But in that video, you've seen where I added these pads here on my shelves. And as you can see, they match perfectly. Now, I know people aren't going to be able to see both at the same time unless you stand right here and look just right and hold your head just right, but it looks really good. And over here, I did the same thing, except for this side on the table that folds out. I've got the Billie Barr's logo. Let me see if I can do this one hand. Fold the table out. Check that out. That is a perfect match. You got their flag logo right in the middle here. And it's gonna look really good. If you stand over here, you can see it all together at once. That's gonna look really good. The orange looks really cool too, and like I mentioned, I will rotate them back and forth. So there's my original black one. I can still use it, it's just fine. It's just dirty from being in my basement for a while. You can see the back of it. You can see how thick this is. I don't know what gauge aluminum it is, but really thick aluminum. And this was in my truck, like I said, for years. No rust, you know, no stains, no issues like that. They just last because they're just high-grade aluminum and marine foam. Look how good that one looks. And this one, I believe, this was all cut out of the router on the CNC. And right here, this was all laser cut. They could even do the stars in the flag. That is really, really cool. But I think I'm gonna rock this brown one for a while because it matches everything so good. And I can measure my fish. So if you've never seen one of these Billie Barr tailgate covers before, definitely go check them out. I'll have them linked in the video description. And if you design one and you get it in, tag me in a picture of it on Instagram, at Kayak USA on Instagram. I'd love to see what you design and what kind of colors you end up going with. It's really hard to pick exactly what you want because there's so many color options, and then you can give them your logo. And I think now they can do some sports teams, some NFL teams, some pro ball players. You can actually, I think they partnered up with some of the colleges too, so you can do some of the college stuff. So go on their website, see what you can get. You might be able to get your favorite sports team logo in the back, or if you got something cool you just want to put on the bed of your truck, tag me in some pictures. I'd like to see them. There's another thing that I'm doing today while I'm out here, and I'll show you. I got something for my water. So I've been running around. See if I can pull it out right here. Get this thing out of the way. So I've got this old Rotopack that I've been rocking for years and years. It's just, I think, a 2-gallon Rotopack, and it's been on all of my setups, but I keep it back here in the back of the truck. And I kind of hated using it because it's a pain in the butt to pull it out, open the top, and then you spill half the water every time you want to use it. But I found something and I wanted to show it to y'all. So let me set this back up, because this is basically, I got a nice little cubby hole where it fits good. Can y'all see it right there good? Yeah. So I found these, and these are called, well, these are from a company called Lone Rock Concepts. And when you get them, they'll have a little bag like this. And they got this, it's an electric push button, kind of like a water pump that bolts right or screws right into your Rotopack or whatever water container you use. You can actually go to their website and just pick the one that you already have. Like the big blue ones, one of these, I have to look at them and see which one I'm opening, but I've got one of the big blue containers, and like you get at Walmart or Academy, and they've got one that bolts right on the top or just screws on the top, and you use it to pump your water out. It even comes with a little charger, and this is what it'll look like. Check that out. And it's got a little button right here if you hit it. Here, and it pumps water. So, but the way it works, let's make sure I got the right one here. I can't remember. I don't think this is the right one. I think it's, yes, this one. So they got the little valve on them, or not valve, the little spigot, I guess you'd call it, the little charger. But I got one of these in the other day, and I was messing with it back here, and I was like, man, that is perfect, especially for where I keep this right here on the back of my tailgate. I'll show you how it works. So you get these little adapters. Looks like they're either 3D printed. I think they are 3D printed or molded somehow. But each kit comes with an adapter that directly pops onto whatever container you got. And since I got the old school Rotopack right here, the old 2-gallon, what you do is when you get to camp, you can just set all this up and leave it alone. But I'm gonna get water all over my new tailgate cover here. So the way this works is you got this little tube right here that just kind of pushes on the end of the pump right here. And then you take the little adapter, and like I said, each one is going to be designed for whatever you run. This one is designed to slide right in the cap of the Rotopack. You slide that in, you screw it back on, and now this goes down through the hole there, and it feeds down into the water. This is so simple. I can't believe somebody didn't come out with this a long, long time ago. And then that kind of just pushes right on. You got your little spigot here. All right, I realized I needed a bucket, so I had to run and get a bucket. I didn't want to get water all over the place. And now you just touch it. How cool is that? And you can just leave it set up like this for camp. You can even turn this thing like this to have just like a little water fountain. So you can just walk over, take a swig, turn it back off, and then it just packs all right back up into one of these bags. And what's really neat about my setup, I'm trying to do this without getting water all over the place, is I keep mine slid right in this little cubby hole, right there. And it just drops in and fits really good. Can y'all see that? It fits perfect right there. So with this setup like this, it's kind of, I can shut the tailgate if I want to when we're going to bed at night. But if we're washing dishes or whatever, we can just walk over here, hit that. We've got water. Hit it and turn it off, and that's 2 gallons of water right there at the push of a button. I thought that was really cool, so y'all go check them out. I'll link them in the video description down below. Lone Rock Concepts, and you'll get it in a bag. Just when you get to their website, pick out the container that you already have, or if you plan on buying a Rotopack. And I think you can buy these on their website with the Rotopack or with the container. So if you don't have one, you just pick out the container you want, and you get it with one of their pumps, which is pretty neat. I'm going to use the crap out of this. I can't wait to... We haven't used it on an actual trip yet because I just got it, but I think it's going to be really cool. And this thing is super quiet, too. It's got a little blue LED at the top that lights up. But you can barely hear that pump running. It just pumps the water out. When you're done, you just hit the button, and this just pushes in, so you can spin it all you want. It's not like it's threaded in. If you want to fountain the water up, you do it just like that. That is super cool. That is a very unique thing, and it's so compact too. It just fits in the bag, and I was literally just keeping it stuffed on one of these shelves up here on the side of the Banger camper shell. Man, this thing turned out so good. Definitely, guys, go check out Billie Barr's tailgate covers. Build you a custom tailgate cover like this. Make sure you tag me on Instagram if you do. I'd love to see what you come up with. I know this week is a short video. I just had to throw one together to get it out to you guys because I'm also currently in the middle of our next big project, and it's not ready for me to share yet. I did talk about it a little bit in last week's video where we installed these really cool KingPin lights. So if you want more details about what I'm talking about, I shared a little more than I should in that video, so go check it out. But we've got a really cool build coming on. That is why I've been hard at work getting this carport put up, the pad poured. We're fixing to put some lights and get this prepared for this winter's project because it's going to be a big one. We're going to start out inside the studio, building it up, cutting the top off, putting 2 very cool things together to make a really unique. You'll see. I'm not going to spill the beans on it, but it's coming. I've got it dialed down to 1 or 2 that I'm going to be picking out this week to bring home for the build, and then I'll announce it to you guys. But it's going to be really neat. If you want to know more about it, I spilled way too many beans in last week's episode, so go check it out. And check out that Lone Rock thing. That was really neat. I found them on Instagram, actually, and I reached out to them and said, hey, man, I got to try one of those things out. They look really cool. And I'm definitely going to be using those little water pumps when we go camping. It's going to be awesome. But guys, this is going to be a short and sweet video this week. I apologize because it's so short, but stay tuned because that big project is coming up. Hopefully next week I'll be able to actually unveil it and show it to you and kind of go over all the details of the build. But stay tuned. We got some really cool stuff coming. If you're new and you like stuff like this, hit subscribe, go to my homepage, check it out. I've got a ton of videos that are like this and other stuff that we did on the channel over the years. I upload every Monday at 6 o'clock on the dot. So hit subscribe, stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys next Monday at 6 o'clock. Peace.